Okay, for those of you who've not seen this feature before, this is something that Emma Baxter was responsible for about 2 years ago now. As I've just said to Graham, this must be the 40th or 45th kind of marquee, a bit like Parky. It's amazing how it's all gone. And for those of you who've seen this before, unlucky. For those of you who've not seen this before, we always start like this. For the first time, and we haven't seen Ross for a couple of years into the group, but he's got a story to tell, a future to look forward to. So I want you to welcome to the studio today, Mr. Ross Thurston, everybody. He didn't realise how far that green room was away, did you?
No.
Take a seat, young man. The first and most important question I want to ask you is, was Jed Spence fouled in the lead up to the goal last night by Lionel Messi?
Well, I'll be honest with you, I am not a football fan at all, but I did watch the match last night, and my kids were screaming at the TV, and I kind of pretended that I knew something about football.
Or even care.
Or even care. But yeah, I'm not a football fan, but I did follow England, and I think it's the same old with them every time by the looks of it.
I'm very much a glass half full sort of person. I'm thinking it's where we are. Anyway, we'll park the football, talk about you, Ross. Now, this is slightly embarrassing. I don't want to turn this into a therapy session because your dad's in the audience, but for everybody else's benefit, because Nick will know the answer to this one, where did you grow up? What's your background like? I know you had a delightfully happy childhood, because Nick's told me.
I did indeed, yeah. So I grew up in Colchester, and I went to a primary school called St John's. Was it St John's? St James. Yeah, so long ago. St James Primary School. Yeah. And then we moved up to sort of another area, Highwoods, for secondary school, and it was at the Guildford School. But I wouldn't say I was academic. I wasn't very intelligent. I mean, I got an E in maths, you know, so I was never.
There's no E in maths, mate.
But however, I became head boy of the prefects, which was I think a bit of shock to everyone. But
okay, so, because I have a little bit of a background in education, that doesn't happen by accident. What kind of qualities as a young person do you think you had that made you head boy?
I think I've always been quite confident, and I was always sort of, you know, when it came to acting, I was part of a drama group, so I was Danny in Grease and things like that. So I was probably quite well liked, and I think the head teacher liked me quite a lot, because I could, you know, talk about a nice conversation just about every day, rather than just talking about academic things. It would just be a normal conversation, and people kind of warmed to me, and I think that's how maybe I become head boy.
Yeah, did you have a head girl? Or did you
share
responsibility?
Head girl, but she was very intelligent. She was A stars, and I was just the
You
normal.
were the people person?
I was the people person, yeah.
Okay, so so you didn't leave school with any particular aspirations, or did you always have a dream?
No. But so I think my upbringing. I mean, my dad was a grafter. Yeah, you know, I know, and he still is. You know, to this day, and I think that was kind of in my roots. I always saw how hard he worked, and we went on some amazing holidays when we were younger, and I think that was kind of put into me that, you know, that's what we do. We work hard and play hard, and it's not always about how intelligent you are. It's how you do a job and what you're good at. And I think that's how I kind of moved on from when I left school. I didn't want to go to college. I was so focused on what I wanted to do.
You left school at 16?
Left school at 16.
Straight into work?
Yeah, didn't want to go to college, so
insurance?
I worked for, or insurance, yeah. I was always into DJing, so I started doing like school discos at 14, and Dad used to cart me around in a 4x4 with loads of equipment, and we used to set up these discos for 100 quid, and that was loads of money to me back in them days.
Yeah, but as we've discovered in one of the previous shows, your dad was a bit of a star back then.
He was, yeah. So and that's where it's come from. My dad was a DJ back in the day, and Nick Ross Discos and various other ones, I believe. And that's where it come from. And I was just so focused on DJing. But when I left school, I actually worked for like a sound company, but they were mostly into theatre. And so it gave me a bit of an experience of things. Yeah, and then sort of 2 years after that, I decided to move to Spain for 5 years.
Oh,
which was interesting.
So that's where you learned to say Dos San Miguel, por favor.
That's it. Yeah.
Sure, a player or something.
Yeah. So I lived there. I think it was for about 5 years, and again it was DJing related. So I worked in a bar called Lineker's which
Did you?
yeah, which was owned by Wayne Lineker and get Gary Lineker, which was brilliant. You know, it was
But
amazing.
tell me, how do you get that gig? I mean, because
It was through someone I knew, actually, through DJing, and I can't even remember how I got off it. I think someone said, "Oh, well, you know, there's a job going in Spain," and the thing is with me, I don't think I just do it. I just do it, and I just have these ideas in my head, and I just go, "Yeah, I'm doing it." So I think I flew out the following days, and I said to my mum and dad, "Oh, I'm going to Spain to audition for a DJ," and then I think. Well, there was a few words said at the time. What are you thinking about? What are you doing? You know, but I went out, and it was probably the most experience from a DJ point of view I'd ever, imagined, and I just gained so much experience.
Now I'm going to make stuff up as I go along here. House, garage, techno. I'm just throwing words at you that I think I've heard before.
Probably. I mean, I'm quite across the board DJ. I like a load of different music. I wouldn't say I'm a genre-based DJ, electro house, or it's always been across the board.
Are you Slim Boy Slim?
Slim Boy, yeah, I suppose you could. Well, maybe medium Slim Boy. But yeah, so that it was a real experience doing Spain, and then I used to come back in the winter, and I was a funeral director, which was very strange as well.
Those must have been very interesting funerals.
So I'd done that in the summer, and then in the winter, all the work would dry up over there. So I was like, oh, what can I do in the winter? So I used to go around London and collect deceased and put them in a mortuary.
Oh my! I mean, that speaks to an eclectic mindset, if nothing else, a kind of willingness to embrace life and death, by the sound of it.
No, it was good.
So was that with someone like Cribbs, or was one of the bigger
No,
firms?
it was with a company called Floyd and Son. They were based up in Hainault, sort of Romford way.
But that speaks to me. Like, how the heck did you get that gig? I mean, who do you know
that was from someone I met in Spain, and we used to have these conversations. Oh, I used to do work for a funeral director, and it just interested me. And the first day I got back to England in the winter, he said, "Oh, did you want to, come for a trial? You'll either love this job or you hate it." And I know it sounds awful, but I actually really enjoyed it. It was an interesting job, but at the same time, it had its sad part to it as well. But it also had a bit of a comforting part to it as well.
The living, the remaining people, they need the comfort and support that you can provide.
Exactly. So that's where we moved.
So how long did that last, or that combination?
That was kind of the same time as when I was out in Spain, and then once that we came to the end part of Spain, I started working for various people, and I was actually the event manager at Stoke-by-Nayland. So I've done quite a lot for about a year. But if I'm honest with you, I got fed up working for people, and I always knew that I wanted to go on my own, but I probably just didn't have the guts to do it. To be honest with you, it was a gamble, and I kept saying to my dad, "Oh, I just want to go on my own, to be a DJ on my own." And my dad lent me some money, and so I went and brought a DJ set up. This was going back
his stack of 45s.
4 years ago, and I used every contact I had. I just got on the phone, the good old phone, and I said, "Oh, I'm back DJing now," and we grew the company from here to there within 12, 18 months. It was doing.
So this is RCT.
This is RCT Entertainment. Yeah, I mean within.
So how old were you then?
So this was 4 years ago, so I'm 37 now. No, 38. So,
Dad?
How old am I? So 38 now. So this was 4 years ago, and I literally just went out, just me DJing, and I went like gangbusters. I literally wanted to, but I always knew what I wanted to be was a one-stop shop. So we'd be photo booths, dance floors, light up letters, and we literally grew the company from nothing to well over 100 grand in 12 months, and I couldn't believe it. Is
it just you, or have you got people with you now? Do you have a team?
There's myself and my wife who run it every day, and we've got a couple of full-time members who seem to do a lot of photo booths and deliveries every weekend, and then I've got a team of 10 DJs now, but they're not just random guys. They're all guys I've known over the time. And we hold quite a few contracts now with Stoke-by-Nayland, so we provide all of their entertainment, Rivenhall Oaks just up the road here, and various other venues, and it's kind of gone where we wanted it to, because we then added styling into it. So my wife done all the wedding decoration and the styling for being the one-stop shop for your
Yeah.
wedding and event, and clients loved it because they were just like, oh, I haven't got to go to this person and that person, I can just get it all from
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
So, and that's, but we always had an end goal, and that end goal was to
Which
have,
we're going to come on
you
to
know,
right
yeah.
now, because within the last month, you've taken on the venue at Kersey Mill.
Yes, I mean, I just want to add something else. So
Yeah.
before that, in January, like all businesses, we all have ups and downs, and when we became VAT registered, it really hurt for us because we were given a bit of wrong advice, and we didn't go VAT registered from the beginning. We had to catch ourselves up paying VAT. So we had a bit of down moments. And in January, I was just a bit, I've had enough of this. Like we're taking all this money, we're not seeing any of it, we're just paying all the things. And my wife said to me, right, sort yourself out, Ross, stop being so negative. Let's move forward. There's always a way. So I ended up getting my head in a load of books, and then I joined Entrepreneur's Circle, which I don't know if any of you heard, and it was the best thing for my business I've ever done. In January, we were in a sorry old state, and then within 6 months, I learned all of these things which that they sort of coached us to do for a business. Sometimes silly little things which I thought would never work, and they absolutely just blew up.
Such as top tip.
So for
Ross's top tip.
So I'll give you 2 examples. So the first example, when you go on the portal and it tells you, right, you watch these little videos, and he says, right, I want you to go to your database, and I want you to email everyone and say, are you still interested in RCT entertainment and events? Just that one line. Thank you very much, Ross. And I thought, oh, come on, this is not going to do anything. Well, within that database, I took 10 jobs out of that one email, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll carry on.
Yeah.
And then it was like, I think the most crucial thing for us now, which has made us grow even bigger, is our follow-up. So I used to just follow up twice on a quote and think, oh, they're not interested, I don't want to come across pussy. And I learned that you should follow up, and you'll probably all be shocked by this, 12 times.
Get out.
12 times. And I said exactly the same as what you said at the beginning. And it's not about selling your product to the customer all the time, it's about educating them. So we basically, first of all, that they're interested in us. All right, we'll send you a quote. So the next 2 days I might say, oh, thank you very much. Have you received our quote? Have you managed to look through? And 9 times out of 10, sometimes you might not hear anything. You think, oh, they're not interested. So the next 2 days, I might follow them up and just educate them a bit. Say, oh, did you know we do this? And, I was thinking about you today. And it was things like that. And now we are probably taking 80% of our jobs by just following up 12 times.
Wow. So those touch points, does it still feel pushy?
No, not at all.
So that's a mindset
because
change.
I've learned how to write things now, so it doesn't sound pushy at all. It's just little things. Every now and again, you might chuck a sales pitch in there, but it's all generated now by a thing which is part of the Entrepreneur Circle, called Genie AI. So it sends emails and texts and WhatsApp. So it's a bit of a mixture of everything, because everyone lives.
So all this is going on in the background.
All
You're
in
not
the background.
really.
So I will log on and check, but 9 times out of 10, someone will go on our website and they'll fill out a form.
Yeah.
It's all been sent.
Perfect.
And then I had 3 meetings come out of it just from last week.
So automation, you would really recommend automation,
1,000,000%.
but
as long as you've got your follow-up done properly.
Okay.
Yeah, and not too pushy in sales.
So big up for the Entrepreneur Circle for
Well,
people.
1 million. I would recommend it to anyone.
So
honestly.
can you introduce people to that?
Yeah, I can introduce people to it, and I think I'll get a little something out of it, like for my membership. So if you do it, honestly, I cannot recommend it enough. It transformed my business. It's about £100 a month to join, and you really learn so much. You can go to their head office. They put lunch on for you. And then you can just kind of work your way up on the memberships, which I think go up to about £500 a month.
Well, that's new to me, so thanks very much for that.
Yeah, no, honestly, I recommend it. Yeah.
Right, back to the mill.
So this actually comes into the Entrepreneur Circle. So I am part of the Entrepreneur Circle, and I saw on the group someone had posted wedding venue, looking for new owners of a wedding venue in Ipswich, and I thought, oh, this looks good. So I went to my wife, like I always do with my mad ideas. I said, oh, look at this. And she said, no, that's too good to be true.
And you said, don't be negative, dear.
And it was for a nominal fee. That's all it said, a nominal fee. And I thought, and she said, no, it's too good to be true. It's too good to be true. I said, look, let's go and have a look. So the next day we got in the car, we went down, and we literally fell in love. So it's a venue within the grounds of Kersey Mill, which is just outside of Hadley. And it's been operational for, I think about 8 years it's been going as a venue, and it's absolutely beautiful. It holds 180 people standing, 120 seated. Very rustic looking venue. A wedding license to marry there. But it's not just weddings, corporate events as well we want to host. And we looked around.
Asking for a friend, do you do mindful and wellness retreats?
Yeah, well, we're open for anything. We're open for anything. So we looked around, and there was no sort of financial issues with it at all. There was genuine reasons why the previous owners wanted to get out of it, and we paid £1 for it, £1. And that included all of the assets, so tables, chairs, cookers, you name it. It was fully kitted out, and it came with work. It had £40,000
so it was
worth of balances.
too good to be true.
So my wife said the same thing. No, there's a catch here. There's a catch here. And I was like, all right, let's dig a bit deeper. So we did. We digged a bit deeper, and there was genuine reasons of why they were needed to get out, and there was no debt. It was just perfect. But obviously for us still, it was a big commitment, because we had to front a little bit of money towards the lease, and then we've now got the ongoing costs of running it.
Yeah.
But I think we were a little bit more moved to do it because it still had work booked in, and we had a few balances owed, so we could cash flow it from RCT and the work coming in. And since taking it over, we've had it 3 weeks, about 2 weeks we've had the website live. We're now getting about 20 inquiries a week in weddings.
Wow.
So fingers crossed it's moving.
I think there are people who do wedding photography in the room. I think there's kind of entertainers.
Yeah,
all
that's it. So we're doing,
perfect.
I mean, we've obviously connected, it's kind of fitted into our little empire of what we're doing now.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
RCT will now supply all the DJs, the photo booths, but we will still allow other suppliers in, but generally we will push RCT towards it. But I think with regards to holding an actual wedding open day, which we will be doing at the end of October, we are looking for suppliers to come and set up a stand. We're not going to charge for it. So for wedding photography, celebrants, and if you know anyone like that, send them our way, because we're not going to charge videography, anything like that.
I mean, I think what's exciting about this conversation is just hearing the energy coming out of your voice right now.
Yeah,
it's like the excitement you've got going forward, and you can see a plan, and you can see a future. One of the questions I tend to ask is, what do you do for fun? I'm not sure if you, I mean, it sounds like your life's pretty fun as it is.
I'll be honest with you. So I've got 4 children, so it's crazy, our house. 2 dogs, and obviously we're running 2 businesses, so we are proper full on. And our children, I think they kind of know what we do at the weekend, because weekends for us is obviously quite hard, because we're always working, but we do always try and make it up, going on holidays and doing fun things when we can. And I mean, my sort of thing I love to do, which is mad, is jet skiing. I love jet skiing. And funnily enough, I brought a jet ski just before I brought this venue. And then I thought to myself, oh, no.
Is there a lake?
No, so
you're going to build one.
No. But I was like, no, the venue's more important. So let's sell the jet ski and then put that money towards that. So that's what I done. But as I say, these things come and go, don't they? Money comes and goes, and the toys come and go. So that will come up eventually. But yeah, so that's probably what I like to do in my free time. Yeah. But
I mean, so we normally talk about personal and professional ambition. I think yours is also melded into one at the moment. But in 5 years' time, do you want to have more venues? Do you want to have?
I don't think I'd want to have more now. I've always said, and we've always been we feel so lucky where we are, me and my wife, because I mean, I had a really good upbringing. My wife, not necessarily. She maybe come from like nothing really. So we've always been really grateful for what we've had. And RCT has kind of brought us that. And I don't think that'll ever leave us. So now, it's mad because everyone thinks we're millionaires now. We own a venue, and they don't see the background. Like we brought it for £1. But I don't tell many people that. But
you didn't need a whip. You didn't need a whip round for that. Did
no.
you?
I literally transferred him £1. It just felt wrong. But
it sounds like someone didn't recognise the value in their own business. But
no, I mean, there is obviously quite a long more story to it. But it's. Yeah, so I don't think I'd want to grow it anymore. I think this was our end goal. We just wanted a venue, and we just eventually want to have people who run it for us, and we just live a comfortable life where we can go on a lovely holiday with our family. And that's,
what's your favourite destination?
I mean, our favourite destination for me and my wife is Tenerife, because that's where we had our honeymoon.
Yeah.
But I think we'd like to do something a little bit more extravagant, but that will come.
Yeah.
You know.
There are people in the group who can organise wonderful holidays for you. They're not here today. Favourite music, favourite song?
Oh, so favourite, I'd probably say my favourite decade is the 80s.
Yep.
And my favourite song is Tears for Fears, Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
Everyone wants to rule the world. What else in the entertainment life? Favourite film?
I wouldn't say I'm a massive film lover. I mean, one what takes me back to my youth, which I remember so, and again, it relates
You
to
mentioned Grease earlier. So
no, it's Kevin and Perry Go Large. yeah.
Perfect. Anyway, we could crack on for a lot longer, but I'm sure people here are desperate for breakfast. We've just done 20, 25 minutes. Anyway, perfect. Ross, it's been a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.